What's up, everybody? So this video is going to take care of pages 29 through 32 of Fahrenheit 451. But first, we're going to take a look back at the reading journal entries for pages 21 through 28. And the first entry I gave you for those pages was, well, the first one was on the left. I just had some page numbers, and I wrote The Mechanical Hound. And on the right, I asked you to explain how the Mechanical Hound works. Now, I mean, you can't get too into it because we don't have, like, detailed schematics or nothing. So I just wanted an excuse to use the word schematics. I think it's a cool-sounding word, and I think it makes me sound smart. Okay, anyway, so I mentioned that that the text uses the words olfactory, and that the Mechanical Hound uses a olfactory system. It uses a sense of smell, which is, keeping in line with canine units, bloodhounds, those kinds of things. And because here's the deal. Like bloodhounds and those kinds of dogs, they know what people smell like in general, or if you need them to find a very specific person. I'm guessing that it works like in the movies there, where you let the dogs sniff a piece of clothing that the person you're searching for wore, and then the dog knows what that person smells like, and he'll go find them. The Mechanical Hound works the same, but because I guess as human beings we all do have our own unique sense, I guess. But since this is the Mechanical Hound, you have to dial in or type in the appropriate sense. And this is probably made up science, but Bradbury says, so much amino acids and so much other chemicals that make up a human body, I guess. It's probably not scientifically accurate, but who cares? It's not important. So that's how the Mechanical Hound tracks you through your smell, and he'll run to catch you with his 8 legs, which is more than a standard dog. I bet you knew that. If you didn't, wow, big day for you. And if after running after you with its 8 creepy legs, it catches you, then it injects you with procaine or morphine, whether you want it or not, and that's what would immobilize you, or if it wanted to, just give you a little extra dose. That's what would kill you. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a Mechanical Hound. And then for the second entry, I asked you to kind of take a look back at the details that Clarice shared about her life with what doesn't sound very caring. I mean, it seems like some people have fun, but it's a very hurtful, destructive type of fun. It doesn't seem like there's much art culture. And if you look at the details about school, the education system seemed to be rather lacking. I thought it was interesting, the course called Transcription History. Transcription means just to copy things down. So my gut says in that class you probably copy down dates and stuff, which hey, that's transcription history in this dystopian world. I'm a big fan of social studies classes. Ironically, this year there's also a detail where she talks about film teacher, because yeah, wouldn't it be crazy if just teachers just made videos to see, like I said, we'd see, I don't know, so apparently Bradbury wouldn't approve of what I'm doing, or would he? I don't know. We can't ask him, he died. But I think what these details suggest about their society is, or maybe I don't know, maybe it's better to focus on what they don't value. They don't seem to value life. They don't seem to value knowledge. All right, let's get into some new stuff. Not a huge section of text this time, but you're gonna have to trust me on my pacing and where I segment these things. All right, I'm looking for places to end these videos and pick up again the next day that makes some sort of sense. All right, I've read this book a couple dozen million times, so just trust me on this one. All right, but actually, so for today we're gonna jump in on page 29. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. The firehouse. Montag, you shin that pole like a bird up a tree. 3rd day. Montag, I see you came in the back door this time. The hound bother you? No. 4th day. Montag, a funny thing. Heard tell this morning. Firemen in Seattle purposely sent a mechanical hound to his own chemical complex and let it loose. What kind of suicide would you call that? 5, 6, 7 days, and then Clarice was gone. He didn't know what there was about the afternoon, but it was not seeing her somewhere in the world. The lawn was empty, the trees empty, the street empty. And while at first she did not even know he missed her or was even looking for her, the fact was that by the time he reached the subway, there were vague stirrings of unease in him. Something was the matter. His routine had been disturbed. A simple routine, true, established in a few short days, and yet he almost turned back to make the walk again, to give her time to appear. He was certain if he tried the same route, everything would work out fine. But it was late, and the arrival of his train put a stop to his plan. Hey, I'm going to interrupt my own reading just for a sec, just so you know. Let's look at the top of that paragraph again. And then Clarice was gone. Look, I can't give you more details than what the book gives right now, but Clarice is gone. She's not going to appear in the novel again. What happened? Well, we don't know that yet. But I always thought it was interesting that I think it's a pretty major event, but and then Clarice was gone. I think it's interesting. Okay, back to the book. The flutter of cards, motion of hands, of eyelids, the drone of the time voice in the firehouse ceiling. 1:35 Thursday morning, November 4th, 1:36, 1:37 a.m. The tick of the playing cards on the greasy tabletop. All the sounds came to Montag behind his closed eyes, behind the barrier he had momentarily erected. He could feel the firehouse full of glitter and shine and silence, of brass colors, the colors of coins, of gold, of silver. The unseen men across the table were sighing on their cards, waiting. 1:45. The voice clock mourned out the cold hour of a cold morning of a still colder year. What's wrong, Montag? Montag opened his eyes. A radio hum somewhere. War may be declared any hour. This country stands ready to defend its... The firehouse trembled as a great flight of jet planes whistled a single note across the black morning sky. Hey, remember I mentioned that this Fahrenheit 451 world is on the brink of war. Why? We don't know, but we've seen these jets fly around before, so that's continuing. Okay, back to the text. Montag blinked. Beatty was looking at him as if he were a museum statue. At any moment, Beatty might rise and walk about him, touching, exploring his guilt and self-consciousness. Guilt? What guilt was that? Your play, Montag. Montag looked at these men whose faces were sunburnt by 1,000 real and 10,000 imaginary fires, whose work flushed their cheeks and fevered their eyes. These men who looked steadily into their platinum igniter flames as they lit their eternally burning black pipes. They in their charcoal hair and soot-colored brows and bluish ash-smeared cheeks where they had shaven close but their heritage showed. Montag started up, his mouth opened. Had he ever seen a fireman that didn't have black hair, black brows, a fiery face, and a blue steel shaved but unshaved look? These men were all mirror images of himself. Were all firemen picked then for their looks as well as their proclivities? The color of cinders and ash about them, the continual smell of burning from their pipes? Captain Beatty there, rising in thunderheads of tobacco smoke, Beatty opening a fresh tobacco packet, crumpling the cellophane into a sound of fire. Montag looked at the cards in his own hands. I've been thinking about the fire last week, about the man whose library we fixed. What happened to him? They took him screaming off to the asylum. He wasn't insane. Beatty arranged his cards quietly. Any man's insane who thinks he can fool the government and us. I've tried to imagine, said Montag, just how it would feel. I mean, to have firemen burn our houses and our books. We haven't any books, but if we did have some. You got some? Beatty blinked slowly. No. Montag gazed beyond them to the wall with a typed list of 1,000,000 forbidden books. Their names leapt in fire, burning down the years under his axe and his hose, which sprayed not water, but kerosene. No. But in his mind, a cool wind started up and blew out of the ventilator grill at home, softly chilling his face. And again, he saw himself in a green park, talking to an old man, a very old man, and the wind from the park was cold too. Montag hesitated. Was it always like this? The firehouse, our work? I mean, well, once upon a time? Once upon a time, Beatty said. What kind of talk is that? Fool, thought Montag to himself. You'll give it away. At the last fire, a book of fairy tales, he glanced at a single line. I mean, he said, in the old days, before homes were completely fireproofed. Suddenly it seemed a much younger voice was speaking for him. He opened his mouth, and it was Clarice McClellan saying, didn't firemen prevent fires rather than stoke them up and get them going? That's rich! Stoneman and Black drew forth their rule books, which also contained brief histories of the firemen of America, and laid them out where Montag, though long familiar with them, might read. Established 1790 to burn English-influenced books in the colonies. First fireman, Benjamin Franklin. Rule 1, answer the alarm swiftly. Rule 2, start the fire swiftly. Rule 3, burn everything. Rule 4, report back to the firehouse immediately. Rule 5, stand alert for other alarms. Everyone watched Montag. He did not move. The alarm sounded. The bell in the ceiling kicked itself 200 times. Suddenly there were 4 empty chairs. The cards fell in a flurry of snow. The brass pole shivered. The men were gone. Montag sat in his chair. Below, the orange dragon coughed into life. Montag slid down the pole like a man in a dream. The mechanical hound leapt up in its kennel, its eyes all green flame. Montag, you forgot your helmet! He seized it off the wall behind him, ran, leapt, and they were off. The night wind hammering about their siren scream and their mighty metal thunder. That's where we're going to stop reading for today. Just kind of a heads up for the next section. We'll go with the guys to a fire call, and well, that'll be fun for the whole family. But hey, we're not quite done today. Maybe you're thinking, oh, he forgot about the reading journal entries. I did not forget about the reading journal entries. I'm just putting them at the end this time. All right. So I got 2 of them coming at you today. One, if you look on the right, I give you Captain Beatty fully believes in what he does for a living, just like Montag at the start of the novel. Remember? It was a pleasure to burn. Okay, and then on the left, I need a quote that proves that statement correct. And I don't want you to focus on how Montag felt in the beginning of the novel. We already know how we felt about his job. In fact, that was the very first journal entry we did. But I want you to find something that shows how all in Captain Beatty is from just the pages 31 and 32. Don't go traveling through the whole novel. Now, the second reading journal entry for today, on the left, I grabbed the quote from page 32 from the Rule Book of Firemen of America, established 1790 to burn English-influenced books in the colonies, first fireman, Benjamin Franklin. Now, look, this is not set in some sort of, alternative dimension. This is we are meant to see this as a possible future of this world, okay? Now, you and I, even if you're not like a huge Ben Franklin scholar, I think we both know that before the Revolution, that Ben Franklin did not go around organizing the burning of books. That's not true. So, my question to you is, Well, what does that quote on the left suggest about how this government in this Fahrenheit 451 world controls information? All right, that's about it for today. We're gonna slow down a little bit with the fire call. That might be structured a little bit different, but we're not gonna get to that for a couple days yet. All right, I'll see you again real soon. I hope you'd enjoy these pages today. If you need help, make sure you reach out. I better get out of here. Bye.